welcome all of you in Roy's Mantra. Today I am going to discuss a topic from NCERT Class 10 History. The name of the chapter is The Rise of Nationalism in Europe. Today's topic is the making of Germany and the making of Germany. In the previous class we had learned that about the revolution of the liberals. It was the revolution parallel to the revolution of the poor people, and there they abdicated the monarchy and established republic government, and they tried to make a parliamentary system at Frankfurt. So today we are going to know how the Germany unified. After 1848, nationalism in Europe moved away from its association with democracy and revolution. Previously, nationalist sentiments were following by the people of poor and educated middle class people. Now we can see these sentiments were often mobilized by the conservatives for promoting state power and achieving political domination over Europe. Here we can see a question written here: can the army be the architect of a nation? The answer of this question we may see in this discussion. This can be observed in the process by which Germany and Italy came to be unified as a nation. In this topic, we are going to know about the unification of Germany. In the next class, we shall know about the unification of Italy. Liberal, as you have seen, nationalist feelings were widespread among the middle class Germans who in 1948 tried to unite the different regions of the German Confederation into a nation state governed by an elected parliament. And this liberal initiative to building a nation was however repressed by the combined forces of the monarchy and the military, supported by the large landowners. Actually, the large landowners at that time were known as Junkers in Prussia. For then on, Prussia took on the leadership of the movement for national unification. Otto von Bismarck, the then chief minister of Prussia, was the architect of this process, carried out with help of the Prussian army and bureaucracy. And he fought 3 wars over 7 years with Austria, Denmark, and France. And in those wars, Prussian victory was seen, and the unification of Germany was completed, and then Prussia became or gained a new name, Germany. In January 1871, the Prussian King William I was proclaimed German Emperor, and the ceremony was held at Versailles. So we may tell that under the leadership of Otto von Bismarck, unification of Germany had completed, and William I became the king of Germany. Then on 18 January 1871, an assembly comprising the princes of the German states, representative of the army, important Prussian ministers, including the chief minister Otto von Bismarck, gathered in the unheated hall of mirrors in the place of Versailles to proclaim the new German emperor headed by Kaiser William I. Means after the war, when Prussia owned Otto von Bismarck, ministers gathered at the Palace of Versailles, and Kaiser William I proclaimed the German emperor. And thereafter, new state placed a strong emphasis on modernizing the currency, banking system, legal and judiciary system in Germany. So what do we know after discussion of the topic? Means previously in various parts of Europe, nationalist feelings were carried by the common people, middle class Germans, and after that, for strengthening their power, conservatives were started to promoting the nationalist feeling. And Otto von Bismarck, under his leadership, he unified Prussia, means Germany, and he fought 3 wars with Austria, Denmark and France, and Prussia won the Prussia got the victory, and William I became the new emperor of Germany. And they gathered at a palace at Versailles in the ceremony where William I was taken oath. And thereafter they had given emphasis on modernizing the system. The currency was modernized, banking system was modernized, legal and judiciary system was modernized in Germany. Okay, this is the end of the discussion. In the next class we shall read the unification of Italy. So children, bye. If you like this video or class, you can subscribe my channel. You can like my video. Thank you.